My name is Hannah, and it's a pleasure to see you here today. Well, what's all the fuss about? Skaha Park. Who's here that loves Skaha Park? We love Skaha Park, yes. Thank you. So it was a real bomb that got dropped on us because we love the park and we're not ready to give it up. Is that right? So it's not the kind of change that we wanted when we changed and voted in the mayor and the councillors. And we're not ready for that change, and I think we really shocked them that hundreds of people rallied and thousands of petitions were signed. But you all know that. You all know what happened after that. So where do we go from here? What can we do about it? And that's what we're here to talk about with you tonight, and also not just tell you, but Nelson Meikle will be very happy to answer questions from you people and to stay beyond the hour of 6 o'clock in case some of you want to go to council meeting and you may want to get in there early, okay? So it's a pleasure to introduce to you Nelson Meikle, the gentleman who started a civil claim on his own accord. He's been with Save Skaha Park for a year, and he started one, but you've already heard him speak and seen what he's written, and I'll let him take over from here. Thank you so much, Nelson.
Thanks very much, Hannah. Okay, I just want to welcome everybody, and I want to first of all say I'm not giving legal advice. This is just my personal opinions. And Hannah said that in regards to the t-shirts and how you can contact us and all that, so I'll skip that. Our group called Penticton Citizens First believe in 3 basic things: transparency, truth, and proof of the facts before we bring them out to the public. At the end of this rally, I will try to answer each and every question following on transparency. I think I have the answers, but maybe not. When we say the word referendum, if you look in the Canadian Law Dictionary, referendum is the direct vote of electors concerning a particular bylaw or question affecting the community. Now behind that is legal stuff, but let me say it to you. My suit, relief sought, paragraph 66, refers to referendum, to compel the defendant, city, to seek approval by the electorate in accordance with Division 2, Section 84 to 88 and 175.2 of the Community Charter and Section 169 to 171 of the Local Government Act, which sets out the process to be followed before a bylaw can be passed, where the approval of the electorate is required in relation to bylaws and agreements, should it wish to proceed with any agreements on parkland. That's straightforward. That was not done. Anybody can say what they want, but bring me the proof that that was done, and I'll admit that I was wrong. But I've yet to see it in the year and a half I've been looking for stuff. I filed 2 Freedom of Informations to get my stuff. This blue book, which contains approximately 27 to 35 personal emails from the city, etc. Go back to 2013, all the way back to Mayor Ashton when he was the mayor, and comes forward. And in there's bylaws and everything else. I've had people look at it and they can't pick any holes with it. This is what we will take to court, Plus, in August 19th, I received my second Freedom of Information from the city, and in that there was some astonishing information also. One of them was, most people, I believe, including us, believed that Penticton Indian Band was on site. Let me say this. Remember these dates. November 13th, 2014, a letter signed by Jonathan Kruger to the Ministry of Forest, etc., etc. He says, our Penticton Indian Band Chief and Council are pleased to provide our letter to support for the City of Penticton application, and it goes into Skaha Park, etc. However, August 28, 2015, they refer back to the November 13, 2013 14 letter, and they say, nor does it limit the position that we may take in future negotiation or court actions. Further down it says, with the City of Penticton regarding the proposed Skaha Marine development, the proposed site for the marina, water slide, and associated structures are located within an area of high cultural and environmental concern for the PIB. Their key issues in this letter are cultural, missed a page, environmental, title and rights. Down on the bottom page, it says the City of Penticton Council voted to proceed with the marina expansion and Skaha Park redevelopment without following due process and directly engaging PIB. In the same letter, dated in August 2015, this is a paragraph. After careful consideration of all the information that PIB has acquired, we write to inform you that a respectful government-to-government process has not been followed, and therefore we do not approve, consent, or in any other manner agree to the proposed expanded development. The court has clarified that Aboriginal title continues to exist in British Columbia and is protected by Section 35 of Constitutional Act 1982. And I bring to your attention more recently in the Supreme Court of Canada, June 2014, setting out the laws to that effect. So, before this, at the last paragraph, Chief Jonathan Kruger goes on to say, as per the protocol agreement between our government, the City of Penticton must engage with Penticton Indian Band directly regarding the proposed Skaha Marina expansion and park redevelopment. That's straightforward, people, and that's the document. Now, I want to commend the Penticton Indian Band. They took it upon themselves to also go one step further. And it's all in here, people. And I'll gladly share it with anybody that gets a hold of us through the site. In December 2015, the 27th, 2015, they sent a proposal to the city, and which went to Trio also. And they were asking for $63,575 to do an in-depth study to protect their land and our land. To me, it was a small amount, but they would do it all, and they would come up with answers on everything. The city, to the best of my knowledge, has done nothing and never sent a check to them. So it was supposed to be finalized December 2016, and they've done nothing, so you might as well say it's dead in the water. So, in all due respect, I wish that the City of Penticton and Trio would be transparent in bringing us this documentation when it's been known to them for over a year. This is wrong. This is wrong. As you can see, this is just a small document. So I've got lots of others, 200 something. The other thing that I found reading through this stuff was, lo and behold, another deal was being looked at where they would rent some land over on Indian land, which is beside the airport, for storing boat trailers when the boats are in the water. Sorry?
I will take that petition up to the reserve.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
talk to
we'll
me
get
later.
it after.
So, in that respect, transparency, I don't think, is known to the city city council people, and they've got to do it. We voted them in. We have to vote them out next time, and I'll tell you, people, the same as I said before. I will not become a council member or mayor or anything else of the city. I want to retire. But I'm not going to retire before I save the park for my young grandson who's sitting back here representing the young people of the city of Penticton. I'll be back up at the end after the other speakers speak, and then we'll go till the dusk if you want, and I'll try to answer all your questions. Thank you very much. Hello, people. Okay, let me say this. Somebody brought it to my attention last week, the week before, whatever it was, and I think we all forgot about it. It was printed by John Morehouse in the Penticton Herald, September 17, 2014. And it goes on to the something about this Skaha Trio Marine, and it goes, the matter has been discussed during a closed-door council session earlier in the day, and council remained tight-lipped about talks for a longer-term deal, which is still being negotiated. And it goes on to say, Mayor Gary Lickley said the city is doing its due diligence. Well, I don't know what he meant by that one, but anyways. And then they go on about Penticton Yamaha being in for many, many years and employing 15 people who got it pulled. But as you go down below here, an interesting quote. The types of development that could meet this vision include hotel, restaurant, retail, marina, sports, entertainment, or recreation. It comes to my attention, hotel is number 1, restaurant is number 2. If you go to 2004-42, I think it is, on a bylaw, you'll find that a restaurant legally cannot be in Skaha Park. It's got 7 different areas that allowed there, and the restaurant is not one of them. What have we got? We got a restaurant operating down there with a liquor license. And I can tell you people, I've taken on this province of British Columbia on that liquor license, and it's illegal if I ever heard of one. And I'll get them, but it'll take me some time. And they go on to say at the end of it, we're going to try, in this quotation, we're going to try to make a smooth transition and obviously offer the public as much, if not more, than we've been able to enjoy over the last few years there. Well, smooth transition, I don't think that's happening. So, I guess what I done in August 8th is I wrote our departing CAO of the city of Penticton, Eric Sorensen. And in there, we're not going to read the whole letter, but I said to him, on or about September 28, 2015, the Penticton residents were blindsided by a late addition 8.13 to September 28, 2015 regular public meeting in regards to the extension to Skaha Lake Marina Development Agreement conditions. Precedent dates, and I close for your reference a copy of the council report dated that day between Mitch and yourself. And it goes on to say, so we went in, and I think Lynn was there that day, and we didn't know what to expect. And lo and behold, they gave Trio a year extension. So that date was September 28th, 2015. That date is around the corner again. So legally, they could probably give another extension. That is why I took the action I did in conjunction with the Supreme Court case, and I have until the 28th of this month, or the end of the month, to do something about it. And the time frame is tight. But I intend to do it. And how I'm going to do that is and I want to be transparent with everybody. The Supreme Court procedure rules say that I'm allowed within 7 days after the city files, or Trio files their reply to their reply. However, because of this meeting and several other things, I'm not going to probably be able to do it. So over the weekend, I sent a letter to both the lawyers, Trio's, and to the city, and asked them for an extension of time like I gave them till the end of August on my case. No problem, I got confirmation back today. They will give me that courtesy. So that'll be done within the next 2 days. Then after that, within about 35 days, the rules say we have to file a list of our documents that we're going to use in principle in our case, which we've got half it done now, so that's no problem. Then we can go to a discovery, and we can add or delete whatever we want. Then sometimes parties want to meet what they classify as a settlement conference, which that would probably be early 2017, which I will attend if they want it. Then if we're not able to settle this thing, if it goes, then we're probably going to have to go to 5 to 8 days of straight court time, which I will be attending with all the bells and whistles. I expect that to be the late 2017, early 2018. The problem we got in the Okanagan, the Supreme Court is set through Barb in Kelowna. And it's a trial deal that they've been trying for 2 years, and they still haven't figured it out. So to get 5 days or more straight time, it's going to be very hard. So I would say it's going to be into the spring of 2018 or the winter. So that's what I'm looking for, but there's no problem with that. So I guess what I can say to you people is, what can you do? Previous speakers have told you what you can do. Get involved. You know, you got the green sheet that's over there, pick it up, send the stuff, etc. And really get involved, engaged in our community as such. There's a sheet over there that we'd like to keep you abreast. I believe 100% in transparency first. And if it's any way possible, all the people that's working with me believe the same way. And we will try our darndest to get you all the information, and it will be correct that we can back up with documents. Because otherwise, we will not tell you the stuff. Simple as that. And we want to be transparent to all of you. So, let's get the questions, and I'll see what I can answer for you.
We've got a lot more t-shirts over here that if you want to help us out, come and get a t-shirt.
Anybody got any questions, or can I go?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
My name is George Mans. I'm a farmer, a grayhead, and the father of a 9-year-old. And I live here in Penticton. Last year, been involved in the peripheral of this for the past year. I went to the top real estate agent in Penticton. I asked him about the price of real estate land. Just average industrial land leases for $10.60 a square meter. If I'm not mistaken, the land, 14 acres of beachfront property, which to me would be at least 3 times that, or 3 times what it was leased for. The city has leased it to Trio for $4.20 a square meter. Now, I may be stupid, but something's rotten in Denmark.
Well, to answer your question, that'll probably come up in legal argument in the court case, etc. But could you do me a favor? Would you please send us an email on Penticton, and I will personally contact you, get that information, because if I have to go to an injunction to stop this thing this month, that'll be part what I will bring forward. Okay, and I appreciate it very much. The young lady just came up and said, get your name over there so we can get you the information. There's not enough. If you want the information, it's free. We do not charge. You don't have to pay a membership or nothing. And I got a good bunch of people working with me. Give them the chance to respond to what you want. It's your game. Any other questions? Yeah?
I'd like you to speak further to the information that you released earlier tonight about the PIB's withdrawal of the support for the proposal that the city put forward to them. You got information from a Freedom of Information request, right?
That's correct.
Does the city know this?
Yes.
They're aware of the same information that you have?
Yes, because it was addressed to them in Trio.
So, when was the city informed of the native bands
It started in August 2015, late August 2015, and during that fall, there was 2 or 3 letters went back to the city in that regards, and etc. So I'm going to say the big months was September, October.
Okay, so
1 year.
Okay, if I understand correctly, then this thing's dead in the water, because if the natives, who because of the current legislation or jurisdictions that they have control of, the city cannot proceed anymore. So,
okay. Okay, Brian. One thing I didn't bring up, and I should have. I've offered through Eric Sorensen to delay my stuff for 90 days from pushing forward if they give me a letter that they will not sign any agreements, extension, etc., till the 30th day of December 2016. And that's a fair game as far as I'm concerned. And it might come up tonight's meeting, it might not. But if they don't want to do that, then they're saying no to me also, like they did to the Penticton Indian Band. And that's opening the door for me to go through for a legal injunction, which will be done within the next 10 days, guaranteed. And that'll take us a day to produce. I hope they take my offer. Thank you all very much, unless there's more questions.
Yes, I have a question here. Kevin Proteau, Locals Supporting Locals. I'm filming this, so if you can hang on for your answer so I can turn back to you, that would be great. There was a letter to the editor today, and I just want to see if you can clarify this. In regards to legal fees, the society was putting out there they only have so much money, and they can't cover the cost for 2 lawyers here. With your lawsuit here, who is covering it? How much is the cost? Who's covering everything?
I have never asked anybody for any dollars whatsoever. Several people have come forward and offered. I have turned them down because the fee to go into Supreme Court, the registration fee, is $200. I paid that. I don't expect it back. And I have never asked the society for any money whatsoever to front for legal fees, and I do not intend to ask them for that. And if I've put out my hand, and so have some of our other group members, to sit down with them and talk it through just like people should in the city of Penticton, and I have been turned down several times, as other people have. We're open-minded, transparent people, and we want to end this today. It's all about that. Any other questions?
Now, Nelson, residents like yourself who are opposed to the development there in Skaha Lake Park have been going on for a year now, and legal action has been taken. Meanwhile, the city has said it's a done deal, it's happening. Why continue?
Why continue?
What's important to you?
Two things different between myself and our group and the other group. They've had a year, they filed their documents, and they did nothing with them whatsoever. The Supreme Court rules say after 21 days, you can file with the Supreme Court application to a judge to get a default judgment. They have never done that. I've discussed it with them. That has never happened. That is why, with the time frames, etc., available to you signing of documents, I had to move forward in July to give me time to do the court stuff, etc. And I hope I don't have to go any further, but if I have to, I will.
Okay, and I was talking to you off camera about this as well, but you've uncovered some paperwork when it comes to the Penticton Indian Band and what their stance was. Why is that something that you decided to take onto yourself, and what did you find?
More meat to bring in front of a judge. Simple as that. And the law is, Supreme Court of Canada ruled on it. You have to engage the Indian band that's on that land. And Penticton Indian Band is all on that land down there. For all we know, there could be some of their elderly people buried on that land.
I saw some signs here that say mayor and council should step down.
I'm not getting into that because that's not part of mine, and my group that works with me is free to do whatever they want in regards to it. And there's a gentleman around here that wants to go for a recall legislation, etc., and I discussed it with him how he's going to do that, and it's not available at this time, so maybe 2018 might be.
Okay, and last question is, you mentioned transparency issues.
That's right. The city cannot say that they're transparent when they've had the Penticton Indian Band stuff that I showed you earlier for a year, just about a year, 11 months. And I have to find out through freedom of information and bring it forward to all these people. That's wrong. That is wrong.
And in their response, they did say that they would prefer to settle out of court. Is that something that you're willing to work with them on?
Well, there's only one settlement. Stop it. There's no other settlement. The people that's backing me say, we want it stopped and we don't want any commercial development in our parks.
Hi, I'm Kevin Proteau here with Locals Supporting Locals for another segment of the Heartbeat of the Okanagan. And we're here at the Gyro Park. It's September 6th, and we're here for a very exciting rally. And I say exciting because the people have assembled. There's the group that's been formed, and it's called Penticton Citizens First, and they're just sick and tired of the corruption that's taken place in our city hall. And one of the members of the group, Ron Bolero, is one of the speakers this evening, so we're lucky to have Ron with us here. And just so folks know that have been following Locals Supporting Locals, we have been big promoters, you know, like we see corporatization, which is fascism. We're seeing this take place provincially and federally, and what we try to promote is taking it back locally. So this is something we're very excited to see here, like the citizens uniting and saying we've had enough and we're done with this corruption here. So Ron, you're going to be speaking tonight. What's your beef here with City Hall? You've written some great letters, I got to admit, to the letters to the editor, and the Herald's been awesome printing them.
Well, it's just a matter of how things have been done up to now, and the democratic process, or I should say the undemocratic process, is what it is, and it's time for people next door to kind of take Democracy 101 over again and get the real picture of what should happen, not what is happening. And I think that's what we're all about. We're trying to get them to realize, like, hey, you know, the tail can't wag the dog forever, and that's what's happening up to now.
Yeah, and something we just read in the Western here in regards to, because this is a second lawsuit now that's been filed against the city for development on parklands, Skaha Beach, and parklands belong to the people, correct?
That's right.
Yes, and what we've been demanding. The people are demanding, there was 1,000 people last year in front of City Hall demanding a referendum. That's the law in place, correct? Mm-hmm. And so the response back from the city, or from the lawyers there, if I'm not mistaken here, was that they don't need to they have the power to do what they did, and they don't need the electorate's permission to do so. Did you catch that?
I caught that. It kind of makes me wonder, though, in terms of all the legalese and stuff that flies around. You really don't know how to interpret things until you've had a chance to kind of pull it all apart and decipher for yourself what there is and what they're saying and how they're saying it. And I think there's still something there that is sort of fishy to me. I sort of smell a rat. And in the sense that, we're being led down the garden path by some legalese interpretation. And I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know. But something there is not right, and I don't quite know what it is, but I'm going to try to find out.
Well, that's it. Sometimes people think if they got a title and they got a badge or something like that, when they say something, that's just the way it is. And that's one thing that's very admirable about the Penticton Citizens First group here, is that they tend to know their legalese here, and is able to call the city out on that stuff.
Yeah. We're pretty fortunate that way to have some of the people involved that are involved and that, know the route. And I, for one, am not one of those, but I'm sort of becoming familiar with some of the stuff that's going on.
Yeah, and I just want to throw out there, I actually met Ron back when we were fighting the HST with Bill Anderson. That's
way back
in the day. So
that's a while ago.
Yeah, no kidding here. But one of the topics you're going to be speaking to this evening, because this is not just about Skaha Park, this is about other issues as well. So Skaha Park is one of the first ones, but this group is going to stay together here and just grow bigger and bigger to go after other issues here, such as parking meters. So
yeah, I'm looking at the parking end of things, and I have a big beef with how they're going to implement this and why they're going to implement it. And to me, it's sort of a kind of a put down, in the sense that the city council kind of stresses how important tourism is, and yet we encourage people to come to this mecca, and then now we're going to kind of have them come to the mecca and penalize them for coming here by charging them to park.
Well, that's it. So they were talking about parking meters on Okanagan Lake and also on Skaha Lake. So both beaches. So like you just said, the tourist. And now, not to mention here, and I'm not sure the exact amount here. I remember seeing it in the paper here, but now in regards to the locals here, the average income is, I think it's about $12,000, $11,000 a year as a whole. Of course, there's more, some less here, but a lot of the low-income families here, that's one of the things that they get to do with their kids that don't really cost much. And now you go ahead and you want to charge them.
Sure, no, that's true. And what I find too also is that if you look around some of the other areas and some of the local things that attract tourists, like local landing down there, Coyote Cruises, various others, there are lots down there that I think are city controlled or owned, and they too probably will become paid parking. And if that's the case, then it's going to affect some of the local businesses much more than anybody would think it would.
Well, and what is it? Peachland doesn't have to charge for their beaches.
I'm not sure. I don't think Kelowna does on most of their beaches either, but I could be wrong there.
Yeah, you know, so I mean, again, so a lot of the moves, some of the moves that our city is doing contradicts what they're trying to do: attract tourists, families to move here, and yet they're doing things that, yeah, that just contradict it.
Well, the sad part about it is that anybody who pays taxes in the city up to now has paid taxes for redevelopment of beachfront, you know, to beautification projects and that sort of thing. And now they're saying, well, you've done all that, but you're going to have to pay to use your own beach. And I'm thinking, like, that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, no. You think there'd be like a local swipe pass at least, you know, for us locals that have already paid for it, right?
And then the other end of it too is what's going to happen in the off season, in the fall and winter, when there's hardly anybody down there. Is that going to be cost effective to have all of those things there? Who knows?
Good questions here. So thank you very much, Ron, and we'll be follow. This may break up into a few parts. This is going to be quite the rally here, so you can view all our videos on YouTube or visit supportinglocals.ca or .com. And look at our videos. Also view our news, our blogs, view all the everything on there, and follow us for other issues as well as this one here. But thank you very much, Ron.
Thank you, Kevin.